Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going back into the event quest this month. This is the last chapter. I was gonna hold off on doing this towards the end of the month, considering getting that 3k EQ unit deal and kind of holding off as much as possible, but decided to go against it. I'm not gonna get it this month, and we're just gonna go in. So today we have the solo event quest completion on, and so I'm just going to knock out this last chapter. It's going to give me enough points for that whole solo event. And so yeah, let's get into this. So we're going in up against Purgatory, which is the new champ for this month. She looks pretty awesome. Animations look pretty cool. She looks pretty awesome. And we're going to go in and use SheHulk to take her down for our first attempt. So this has Rampaging, Authority, Prey on the Feeble, which is kind of like Prey on the Weak, but it also includes like Nullification and whatnot. It's got Pilfer, Aggression, Fury, and Improved Power Gain. So we applied all three of Mr. Fantastic's prefights, which are really going to help keep her power gain in check. And then you can see she has those gray charges up at the top right. Those are called her Bloodlust, and basically she gets those when you or she either lands a hit or it's a well-timed block, and then if you don't attack and whatnot, they can fall off over time. And when she gets them, she can get those power gains. And with the petrifies and the suppress on, you can see like her power gain that she gets throughout the fight is like kept in check quite significantly. So yeah, SheHulk is a great option, and I have Mr. Fantastic to provide those pre-fights, and it also, whenever she does throw a special attack, I've been getting these debuffs on her. I have those 3 power stings. They get capped at, that's from the synergy from her and Mr. Fantastic. They get capped at 3, but you get some damage off there, and we're just gonna spam heavies in the corner and get some decent damage off. I did get hit once, but you can just kind of get out of range of that L1. I mean, if you're over in the corner heavying her repeatedly, you don't have to worry about yourself getting cornered. She does have the slow, so when she does hit those 100 Bloodthirst, she's going to go unstoppable. So it's ideal to bring a champ that can either deal with that, whether by applying a slow or nullifying it, putting on a Fate Seal to prevent it, whatever it may be. You can parry and hit her while it's on, but I'll show you some attempts that try that strategy and see how they work. But we do get the solo on our first attempt against Purgatory with SheHulk. Did get hit a couple times, but no big deal. We got her down, and yeah, so we get that first run done. Again, I'm just doing this today to kind of put this off, but yeah, we're gonna finish this out and collect our shards and all that. So this is what I was considering holding off to get towards the end of the month with the boost and stuff for season 27, but I think I'll be okay. And then the next EQ I can consider getting that, when the season is kind of closing up. So next up we have Purgatory. We're going to use Human Torch. So I still have Mr. Fantastic on the team. I'm going to apply all of his pre-fights again. They come in really handy for keeping her power gain in check. We're going to put on Human Torch's pre-fight as well. We do have SheHulk on the team, so any debuffs that I put on her are going to apply additional power stings, which the only debuff that I will be able to put on her is just those stuns, but I can get up to 3 permanent, plus all of the Nova Flame stings are going to be applied. And we're going to and I probably should have just heavied her in the corner. I should have been chaining, but I was building up some smolder and some temperature simply by dashing back, getting a medium, doing a heavy, into a special 2. Now, I do end up getting hit here in a minute when she gets to 100 of her Hellfire, or what are they called? Bloodthirst, her Bloodthirst charges. So she gets to 100. I do get tags. I wasn't paying attention, and so her unstoppable lasts as long as that orange timer goes, and so I get clipped there, which is not good. But I do have max parry, max stupefy, and I can get 2 hits off. Probably should have been only doing 1, and then I get cornered, and I'm not exactly sure on what the timing is to get a full dex on that when you're up against the corner, just because there's so many hits. But yeah, I just got wrecked. So unfortunately, I thought I was gonna get the solo, but yeah, I lost some ground, lost some spacing, and we're just gonna go back in here with Mr. Fantastic, put on his last pre-fight, put on a petrify, and yeah, we're gonna just finish this up, tap her over. But you know, Mr. Fantastic pre-fights, they're really useful. They do keep Purgatory's power in check, and it really does help out a ton. And I use him in most of the fights, I believe, if not all. I can't remember. I think he's on my team every time. And then as far as like the quest goes, Nick Fury and Mole Man are absolute monsters. They do a really solid job in this quest. They pretty much plowed through every fight and on the pass. Sometimes I only had, like this one, I only had Mole Man. He did every fight and did well. So next up, we're going in with Dr. Doom. So we're pretty stacked here with a decent synergy team for Doom. We're still gonna apply the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights to help keep Purgatory's power gain in check, and it's gonna help out. It helps out a lot. So if you have him, I highly suggest you bring him along. He's great. He does have some synergies with a bunch of the useful champs, science champs, that you would consider using for this fight. And yeah, so we're gonna go in. We have a Nihilus on the team as well, which basically means whenever he is staggered, he will get a guaranteed crit on his heavy. You can see that heavy is hitting for 8290 again and again and again and again. So you can pretty much heavy spam in the corner with her for quite a while before she's going to get to a bar of power. When you have those petrify and suppression debuffs on, and then steal some power every once in a while, get Hazarath up, and then just make sure you're ready for her special one when it comes. I think I do mistime one of those where I thought I was going to be able to get like one more heavy slap in, and she does get me with that special one. But yeah, Doom can just keep punishing with that heavy in the corner over and over for quite some time and get some great damage in. Now Purgatory, she is immune to incinerates, so if you throw an L2, you're not going to get that nice damage over time, dot damage from his special 2 incinerates. So I pretty much was just trying to keep Hazarath up. It does give you a little bit of protection if you happen to get clipped or knocked down. Like right there, I got clipped by the end of that special one. I thought it was plenty out of range. But I had Hazarath up, so I was able to resist that last hit. And then we're just going to get her in the corner and slap away. Yeah, so right there, I thought I could get one more in, and I couldn't. But Doom is a tank. He took very little damage. I'm, at 70, lost a quarter of the health so far. Granted, this is a rank 3. And I'm loving him. I've been using him in war in the off season. So here we got an extra slap there when she had a bar of power. And yeah, we're just gonna get out of range of that. Nope. I keep getting clipped. I feel like I was plenty out of range. I need to figure out how many dexes and like when you need them to be able to get out of range for that. But we're gonna do a couple more heavies, and then we're gonna go launch our special 3. She was only at 1 bar of power, so I can't get into like a full Doom cycle or anything like that with stealing a bunch and then getting to like special 2. But again, special 2 is only going to do a limited amount of damage because she is incinerate immune. And yeah, but she's almost dead with that Fury up. This last crit, boom, in Assassin's range, over 20k on that. Really nice. Yeah, so Doom takes care of work very, very quickly. And we're gonna move on to the next one, and I believe I'm going to use Black Widow. Yeah, so I'm gonna use Black Widow Clairvoyant, and I'm gonna still have the Mr. Fantastic prefights on for this. You know, it just helps. You know, the Pilfer, her passive power gain. She's got the improved power gain node. You know, putting on the suppression and the petrify really does help. So we're gonna go in with Claire. So one thing that I knew going into this fight was that she was incinerate immune. She is not bleed immune. She is also not poison immune, but she is incinerate immune. But one thing that I didn't know that we'll see here in a little bit is that she has a decent amount of energy resistance. So normally Claire's special 2 damage from the energy damage is around, I think it's around 2300 a hit. So you get that times 10 hits on her special 2, so it's like 23,000. But you'll see when I launch off a special 2, I'm only gonna get like 1300 a tick. So yeah, her energy resistance does kind of gimp her Hellfire L2s, which is normally the one that you want to throw a lot. So there you go, 1373. So it's about I think it's about 1,000 damage less than normal. So when I threw that, I was like, man, that didn't seem like it didn't hit very hard. And then I threw it again. I'm like, normally I just kind of would think I'd got more damage, but oh well, it's a few more hits to take her down. We're going to try to keep her hitting her with some heavies, so that way we can refresh those Mr. Fantastic debuffs as much as possible. You know, she did get her maximum charges to the, what are they called, Bloodthirst, where she did get, you know, where she was going to go unstoppable. But I do have the buff immunity, which is going to prevent that. So I do get hit. I got hit by her special 1 too many times. Felt like I was out of range, but not quite. But here we hit her with the big special 3. I think I had the max 20 charges on, and we're still in Hellfire, so we're going to just heavy her down. You can counter her special 1 with the heavy as well. It's going to give us the extra power gain. I'm going to switch to bleed mode and kind of heal back up a little bit. You know, nothing too crazy, but I got a decent amount of heal back on that. I did have death touch up, so it basically doubled the heal that I would have gotten. And yeah, we're going to switch back. We nullify that unstoppable. So Claire is great because she can either nullify it if she has charges, or she can put on that buff immunity, and if it happens to be up, then you know, you can just not worry about that unstoppable. L2 there, you can see it's pretty much only that. It looks pretty scary because that beam is coming across, and you know, but you just need to have 1 dex, and you can retaliate on it. I tried that out in a later fight. But yeah, Claire does really, really well here. And I think we're going to finish her off right here with this special 2 burner. Yes. So we get a solo there with Claire. So she's a good option. And I love the fact that if you happen to mess up, you can switch to bleed and get some heal. So next up, so this is where this one was not a pretty attempt. So I did go in with Mojo. I used him on 1 fight on the line, but because this whole map has heal block on, you know, Mojo's kind of squishy, and I took quite a bit of damage. I think I fought the Falcon, and I took a lot of chip damage. So I don't have a ton of health, but I figured I could probably still get this chick down. Well, check this out. We go into the fight, and I tried to get a block off, and I just get whacked. Did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. So luckily I thought about throwing a couple of health pots in just so that I could, you know, get off the solo in case I happen to take too much block damage, but good thing I didn't, because I just totally ate a combo to the face. So next up, we're gonna go in with Ghost Rider, and you know, Ghost Rider is okay, but again, I think I just, you know, I'm not gonna blame the game with like a dropped input or anything like that, but I don't know, I've noticed it more this week. I know there's been a video on it from like KT1 or whatever, but I've just noticed that like sometimes my champ decides to do something that I feel like I didn't do, and I feel like I, you know, have my hands placed on my phone to where I'm not going to get any extra like touches or whatnot. But yeah, so here she does have the Unstoppable. Remember, she does have the Aggression Fury. I try to get off an L1, but that Fate Seal is not guaranteed. And I don't have Blade on the team. If Blade was on the team, I think this fight would have gone significantly better with Ghost Rider, just because you have the guarantee that the judgment will get placed, you know, no matter what you're doing. But she gets back to, you know, without any of those petrifies on or anything like that. Her power gain is quite crazy. And I'm getting cornered here, and yeah, I got wrecked in the corner. So you really need to have somebody that can effectively deal with that Unstoppable, whether you're going to get a slow, some type of nullify, stagger, whatever it may be. And Ghost Rider, unfortunately, without Blade, you know, his L1 can fail, and you know, his power drain, which would be nice in the fight, can fail. So yeah, so we're gonna go back in with Claire, but I also fail on this one, and I can't remember how far in I get. I think I get pretty close to finishing her off, and before we fail. But yeah, so you can punish that. You can punish that special one, which is good. And I should have thrown my special 3, but I think I was waiting because I wanted to make sure I had at least one charge. We just got rid of that Unstoppable. Yeah, so that's why I held off on that. Got to make sure you have a way to get rid of that Unstoppable, because if I would have thrown, then I'd have been at 0 charges. I mean, I guess I could have thrown a medium or a heavy, and I would have been able to gain a couple from her incinerate immunity. But yeah, we're just gonna try to burst this girl down. Again, she does have energy resistance. So there we have death touch up, and those were going for 2746, which usually they're for like 4,000 and something. So quite a significant amount of energy resistance. So let's keep that in mind if I ever get a hold of this girl as a 5-star or 6-star. There's that special one. That special one beam looks pretty sick, pretty scary, but it's just 1 dex. So, I mean, to me, I think I'd rather push her to special 2 all day, just because I feel like you lose so much ground with that special 1. I feel like it's really similar to Immortal Abomination, which normally I dex probably too much on, but I, you know, because when she's got that, when she's in that demonic rampage, which she is right now, and she's got those 100 charges of Bloodthirst, she becomes unblockable. So I just need to make sure I gotta figure out exactly how many times and when to dex out of that to be out of range, but also not lose a ton of ground, because you can get cornered pretty quick. So I thought I was gonna get her get her with a special 3, 4% left. And I think I go for a block here. Oh no, I try to go for an extra heavy and she was under a bar of power, but then she shot up and she got her special 1 off. And yeah, I died. So we only have Mr. Fantastic left and then a sliver of Mole Man. Mole Man, he cleared the lane, but just barely. I think I got whacked. I can't remember who I got whacked on, but there we go. We finish her off with Mr. Fantastic. Definitely not the cleanest attempt. Took 4 champs to get her down, but no items used, so that's always good. And next up, we're gonna go in with Void. So I have SheHulk back on the team with Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to apply all 3 of the Mr. Fantastic debuffs, and I'm gonna be able to get those power stings from applying stuns. These debuffs, at least at the start, they don't refresh the power stings when the debuffs refresh. They have to be brand new debuffs to get those power stings. But you know, when I get an intimidating presence debuff on her, or I throw an L2 or whatever, I will get those extra power stings. And yeah, Void's good because he can shut down her power gain quite well with the petrifies that he has. Plus then I got the petrifies from Mr. Fantastic. You can heavy spam in the corner for quite a while. She is building up those charges. You know, you can stall and let those fall off, but you do that at the mercy of Aggression Fury. You don't want to get too many of those Furies going, because those can really hurt. So here, she has this long Unstoppable. This is going to cause all of the Mr. Fantastic debuffs to fall off, because I'm not going to be able to reliably get it knocked down unless she goes like super passive and I throw her like an L1 and it happens to knock her down or whatever. But there we go, we make it through. So you can parry 1 hit, parry 2 hit. You know, it really depends on your mastery setup. I have max parry and stupefy, so I get the max stun duration. And yeah, we're just slowly nuking this chick down. There's that special one. You can dex and immediately counter, which is nice. It's just 1 dex though, so nothing too crazy. Just kind of get out of range on the back of the screen and then do your dex and go back in and smash. So we're cruising along. I think we're gonna throw a special 3 here. And I think, yeah, we throw a special 3, and I thought this was gonna kill her because I had a number of debuffs on, and we're in assassin's range. And then check this out. So she comes out, and I kind of stalled, dash back, and I got clipped. And that just wiped Void out. 1 hit right at the end. And how much health she got? She got 8k left. So we go in with Nick Fury for the quick tap over. And yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. Missed the clean solo. But that's alright. No big deal. We got her down. And then the last attempt that we're gonna go on, we're gonna use Captain America, I believe. I think this is the last attempt. There's seven fights. Yeah, so I go in with Cap. So I have Mole Man that pretty much did all of the fights on the lane. I have a Cosmic Champ, which is Cosmic Ghost Rider. I kind of just brought him along as a backup option, because I thought, you know, with his damnation and stuff, he could potentially do okay against Purgatory. Not certain about that, but then have Mr. Fantastic applying all the pre-fights, have Vision on the team, which is the tech champ, to get those petrifies on the parries, and he has the synergy that if they throw a special, any of their power that they have gets drained down to 0, which is really, really awesome. So we got a bunch of debuffs on her, and this is a simple fight. Parry heavy, get her knocked down, build up a bunch of kinetic charges, get the passive fury, and then hit her with some big specials. Now, don't get hit. That was not in the plans. I get clipped there, and I think I get clipped one other time. But yeah, we got a lot of petrifies on, keeping her power gain in check. Minimal hitting, which is nice because it's keeping her charges, the bloodthirst charges down. We're gonna launch off the special 3, get that long extended kinetic charge, and yeah, we're just gonna kind of go back in, and I think I'm gonna launch off a big special 2, but I think it doesn't crit. And then she does get the unstoppable, but you know, Cap, he can clear that with a kinetic charge, and you're just on your way, going to town. Yeah, so right there I dropped the block, and I'm not gonna blame the game. I think that was just me messing up. Here we got 5 of those kinetic charges plus the long one, and yeah, we didn't get a crit, so unfortunately we didn't get a crazy amount of damage, but we're just going back at it. The one nice thing with Cap, you know, this is only a rank 4 5-star. I just recently did get the 6-star, but he's unawakened. I did pump a bunch of signature stones into this Cap Infinity War recently. Does make a huge difference, at least with applying the debuffs. Granted, Cap's utility with that perfect block, you know, can do a lot by himself, but it's just really nice to get those debuffs when you have the right champs on the team. Yeah, so we're gonna get back to another special 3, get that long kinetic charge, and just kind of go back to town, and we're gonna take out this Purgatory. Pretty simple, easy fight. I know you can, with the Aggression Fury, you can put Heimdall on the team. You can go in with like Quake, Killmonger, Electro, champs that can reflect damage back, and just like let her build up a ton of those Furies and then basically get hit, or with Quake, block and reflect back all that damage, and Heimdall can save you while Purgatory goes out. I chose to actually fight just because I enjoyed that a little bit more, and I need to get used to fighting this champion in case I see her in war or something in the near future. So there we go. We explored it all today. We got all the milestones for the solo event quest completion. We get all these 5-star shards. We got over 10,000 now. So let's go in and open up that new 6-star. Did I say 5-star? We got enough for a new 6-star. So yeah, let's open that up. This morning we just finished the O Canada Labyrinth run, which was a lot of fun, and we actually awakened Void from the Nexus, which is super awesome because I already have him at rank 3. Took him up without awakened, with him being awakened mainly for defense, but now he's awakened, so I can start building up that SIG ability. And yeah, so I'm just hoping for, I don't know, something good. There's a lot of great champs out there, and we land on Doc Ock, and I'm actually really happy for that. I already have him at rank 2. Doc Ock is a monster with power control. Love it. I'll probably be using him for war this season more now with him awakened. But thanks for watching, fellas, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.